going to start here in about 2 minutes. Let me know in the chat where you're tuning in from. Let's get the energy up. Welcome to the first ever State of Crypto call. Super excited that you're here. Feel free to send out the link, share this. We're going to get started here in about 2 minutes. Welcome, everybody. Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me and see the screen good. Like the cool blue light. Let's go. Welcome. Natasha, Lee in the building. What's up, Ben? Jessica, Tanner in the building. Welcome to the first ever State of Crypto call. So excited to start doing these calls. One of these will be free. Feel free to send out the Zoom link. We're going to get started, or the YouTube link. We're going to start here in about 2 minutes. Tell a friend, hit that like button, and spread the word. James, Julia, Ali, Tasha, Alrighty, guys, welcome to the State of Crypto. We're going to kick this thing off here in about 90 seconds. Continue to spread the word, send out this link, and hit that like button. Let's get it. Alrighty, drop a 1 in the chat if you are excited. If this is maybe your first time here, my name is Defi Mike. Let's put my camera on here. I have been in the cryptocurrency space for the past almost 8 years. I got involved in 2017 in Q1. I started buying things like Litecoin and XRP pretty early on. Made a good amount of money on both of those projects. Then I got stuck in a lot of bad projects pretty early on in my crypto career. I had made 6 figures prior to getting into crypto in my first business venture. And then I realized that if you don't have a game plan with your money, you're probably going to lose it. So I dove deep into this space, and I'm excited to announce that we are going to kick these calls off every final Saturday, most likely, of the month. Sometimes it might be the 3rd or 4th based on travel. But welcome to the State of Crypto. Put a 1 in the chat if you're excited to be here. This is a 100% free call. No selling anything, nothing weird like that. Just straight value. Now, here's what you can expect for the State of Crypto calls. Okay, number 1 is you can expect 1 solid call a month. I'm coming different. I'm bringing some heat. We're going to stream this on YouTube for now because the replay will immediately be here. Okay. We are going to address what has happened in crypto the past 30 days and what's going to happen in the next 30 days and some predictions. And we're going to go over some markets, okay? We're also going to talk about how do we actually make some money? How do we capitalize on the current market run that we're in right now? And some of you guys are seeing these markets move, right? We're going to talk about profitable portfolios. I play personally the long-term investing game, right? Put a 2 in the chat if you're going to play the long-term investing game. And I'm actually going to show you some strategies that will help you make money, some strategies that I've implemented and I've taught hundreds of thousands of people all around the world for trading, for investing, the psychology of trading, the psychology of investing, the mindset you have to have on how you handle losses, right? We're going to speak about those things here once per month, because September has been a very good month. We're going to get into it. And I hope you have some popcorn, and I hope you smash the like button and subscribe, because this is going to be a lot of fun. And I'm going to bring some special guests from time to time. Some of my friends who have done very well in crypto. I have some friends that are doing very well and that are buying properties across the world in cryptocurrency. I'm going to bring some of them on. And at the end of the day, I'm going to bring everything that I have on these calls, and everything I do. Um, I want to bring 100%. So my advice for you is to get into a quiet place. Once again, smash that like button and send this out to a friend, right? These calls are going to be free. Maybe you got a text or an email. If you want to be reminded, you can stay on the text and email list. If you don't, just go to unsubscribe, or, reply stop to the text. But I'll remind you when we're going live. You'll get like one text a month from me, just when the next call is. So my question is are you ready to get this thing started? I see right now we have 43 people on here. If this thing gets above 200, I will be giving away some Bitcoin. I'm going to give away $100 of Bitcoin and $100 of Solana here today live on the call. So if we get this over 200, I'll give away $200 of crypto. Okay. Now, real quick, put it in your calendar right now. The next call is going to be October 26th at 12 p.m. Eastern. Put it in your calendar right now. October 26th at 12 p.m. Eastern. Now, today, there is no fancy PowerPoint. Today, we're going to go into the trenches. We're going to go into some websites. We're going to go into some platforms. We're going to talk about some of the markets. I will do a Q&A at the end, okay? So if you have questions at the end, we'll go through a Q&A. And moving forward, though, okay, what you can also expect is I will be bringing some PowerPoints. I will be going over some different protocols. I will be talking about some of the basics in DeFi, to the yield farming advanced stuff, to the top sites, and we'll make it look nice. But I put this together a couple hours ago just to give you guys something here, some substance. But today we're not going to have a PowerPoint, but there will be some fancy PowerPoints in the future. So I hope you are ready. If you're ready, put a 7 in the chat. And this is what we want to avoid. Okay, where'd that little picture go? We want to avoid. Okay, I lost it. It's okay. We want to avoid being the person that gets into crypto at the top of the market. Now, today we're going to talk about some of the things that have happened, like I said, in the past 30 days. What is one of the most major significant news events that we have had in the past 30 days? Can everybody, let me see real quick. Okay, you guys are there. My phone's tripping. Let me pull up the chat on my computer. Awesome. What's good, Natasha? Good to see you. Marissa, Sue Warrior, James. Okay, what has been one of the major news events that we've had to deal with in the past 30 days? Correct. It is interest rates. Okay, interest rates have affected the whole U.S. economy. The narrative has shifted, and for the first time in a while, we had a 50 basis point cut. Now we can see here the next time that we could see a cut will be on November 7th. And there's a 50% chance as of right now that they cut 0.25 points, 53% chance that they cut 50 points. Now, what has happened in history? Now, there are incidences where 50 basis point has happened and the market crashed. But when we're in a season or an environment of the markets being cut, what's good, Ross? Good to see you. What's up, Annie? When we're in an environment of cuts happening, what has taken place? So let's go back a little bit and let's start here in 2001. So let's just look at the last 20 years of some real data. So we can see here in 2001, okay? Now watch this. In 2000, I was like 5 or 6 years old. I was like 5 or 6 years old. But in 2000, just exposed my age. But in 2000, what happened? People in the world thought the world was going to end, right? They called it Y2K. Maybe some of you remember that. I've been told stories that in 2000, people thought that the world was going to end. Okay. Now, a lot of fear in that event, right? Then the market, and that was kind of like a side note, then the market starts to cut. Then the Fed starts to cut. 50, 50, 50. Their target, they went all the way down to 1%. Okay, interest rate. Let me explain to you why this is important. Minus 50, minus 50. Well, what happened to the stock market in 2001? Does everybody see this right here? I'm just going to keep it very simple. Stock market had a little dip in that year and then went crazy. And we can't go back in crypto because this was just too far. The stock market had 100% dip. And then you had the housing crash, right? Everything crashed about 50%. And if you had cash, liquid, cash flow in 2008, guess what? Yeah, for our generation, it was 2012. They made a whole movie about it and everything. And the movie was actually pretty good until the end. Then it was just kind of weird. Like, why are we all on a spaceship right now? Look, that's what it felt like. But then they survived. So 2008, housing market crashes. If you had cash and if you were prepared, guess what? Let's go into that environment real quick. What was happening in 2008? Oh, sorry, passed it. Going into 2008, you're getting 75 basis point cut, 75, 25, 50. And guess what? We are now entering into like most recent COVID. What happened in 2019 where we had a massive shift in rates cuts? Now, in COVID, it was interesting because the whole world was like cutting. Okay. Like every currency was being cut with interest rates. 2019. How many of you guys were involved in crypto in 2019? Huge push up, started cutting rates. COVID happens. One of the most recent, greatest buying opportunities in the past, no, in history. A massive crash to the downside. Now, what did the Fed just do? We cut. What are we going to do again? We're going to cut. Now the question is how much? But the narrative is giving us room for speculation, for stories, and for people to try to front run these upcoming cuts. So think about this here for a second. Right now, the stock market, the S&P 500 is at 5,700. Okay? 5,700. We are now in an environment where they just started cutting rates up here. And that's why you see people saying, how many of you guys have heard this? Market will crash with these cuts. In crypto, they said September is going to be a bearish month. How many of y'all have heard this on Twitter or in the world, right? Real estate is going to crash because of cuts. Okay. And my advice or my encouragement for all of you guys would be to my advice or my encouragement for you guys today would be to challenge everything you hear. Challenge everything that you hear. Even what I'm saying, I would challenge it, okay? So let's talk about September in crypto. How many of you heard that September was always a bad month in crypto? Well, most likely here, let me refresh this real quick. Most likely here this month, unless the market crashes, but I don't think that's going to happen, we will have the best September ever. And you know why I did not buy into the fact that we were going to have a bearish September? Is because the charts share with us a story. Now, I'm not going to go into like how to chart and how to trade on these calls too much, maybe a little bit, but all my students and all my inner circles and all the people that I work with and consult with and advise with and all those people, they knew that in August we had the last, in my opinion, the last low for a while. I do think Bitcoin can come back into the 30,000s. Okay, I do believe that. But I also believe it makes a lot more sense to go up and then down than to go down then up. What do you mean? Let me challenge you real quick. Everybody wants to get Bitcoin cheaper right now. The banks do, the institutions do, the countries do, you do, right? So why don't we send it higher first, get people to layer their money in as the market's going up, then we bring this thing back down, maybe next year, maybe at the end of next year, maybe in 2 years, then we shake out the fakes and we go to $250,000, $500,000, $1 million. So that's just my thought process. But looking here, big spike in volume, All my students knew this, that we were going 1, 2, 3, boom. And that's what we got. We got the break of structure. Now what we're really looking and hoping here is, now that we've created this high, does the market print a new low here? So does the market maybe do something like this and then just go parabolic going into October? Because we heard September was a bad month. Now, October historically is always a very good month. Well, if October is always a very good month, the reason that I challenged September being a bad month was, what if they just position themselves before October happens? And I do think October will be a big month. I think the energy and because remember, currency is energy. People are buying and selling this, right? This is not robots. This is people with emotions. Even institutions have people that are pressing buy and sell for the most part. Yeah. Good to see all you guys on here. What's up, Andy? Glad you guys are here. Once again, if we get this to 200, we are going to give away $200 in crypto, $100 Solana, $100 of Bitcoin, and maybe we'll give away some other stuff as well. So continue to spread the word and smash that like button if you're getting any value here so far. So what are we looking at? Okay. We're looking at a potential massive run, and this run doesn't have to stop when you think it should. Okay. People think, well, it's just going to go above 80K and then it's just going to, reverse. Remember this: much higher, much lower. Market could always go much higher. Market could go always much lower. So how do we read this, right? How do we know? Well, here's what I'll tell you on the weekly time frame. This is just a matter of time before this level gets taken out. We have not yet had a massive run. You could argue this for sure, but I would say this run right here is where there was so much, like, holy S word, we are about to rip. And this right here, 1 year ago, October of last year, was when we had this move in the market from this low all the way up here, 200% move. Do we see something like that, right? I'm not saying we're going to go 200%, but do we see some sort of huge push? And I do think we get it. I do think we get it now. Obviously, that's on the big time frame, which today is where I'm going to spend time. And I think the big problem that a lot of people make in trading and investing is they spend so much time on smaller time frames that it messes up their analysis. Like, you could, like, I don't trade this way, but you could argue, and this is obviously a fact, the all-time high in 2017 was retested in 2022. I don't necessarily trade like break and retest, because this would have taken you 3 years to make any damn money. But guess what? This high became a low. Let me know in the chat if you see this. This high became a low. So we created a low. Guess what? We created a low here. Then we created new highs. Then we created a higher low. Then we broke out, created a high, then another low. Then we created all-time high. Then we're printing this low. And for those that think like, oh, Bitcoin is not going to 100K, I mean, I don't know what rock you're living under. This happened in a year. Bitcoin went up like a 12x. Y'all understand that this is less than 60% move away from hitting 100K. And think about the emotions of people. Oh my God, wow, I missed it. Or it's, let me get invested now before we go to 200. So I challenge you from the investing standpoint, higher time frames, okay? Let me show you something real quick. 1 year ago, basically this week, shout out to all the Libras on here, and all of y'all that found my Instagram from some of my birthday posts this week. Appreciate you for being here. 1 year ago this week. Think about this. Think about this, everybody. 26K to 65K. Whew. 1,500 to, what is it? Almost 3,000 right now. Think about BNB. BNB is up 200%. Ripple still at the same price. Well, actually, Ripple, we'll take a look at Ripple here in a second. USD coin, hopefully stays 1-to-1. Solana, $20. One of the greatest ROIs in crypto. $8 billion market cap to, I think it's going to 800 billion in the next 5 to 10 years. How many people missed 1 year ago's entries? Well, if history repeats itself, October should be a very big month. Now, remember, September was supposed to repeat itself, and it was not the best month. So here's the point. The point is we're going to go into euphoria. And what's going to happen is you're going to start to hear about new coins, new NFTs, new projects. Put your money here. Put your money here. The best project since sliced bread. And I want to give you a tip, okay? I want to put you onto something that I have taught a lot of people, okay, over the past 8 years, and it's doing the research behind the coins, okay? How many, put a 7 in the chat if you want to know, if you want to be educated when you buy something. You buy real estate, you're not educated, you get taken advantage of. You buy a car, you don't understand interest rates, you can get taken advantage of. I put a 7 in the chat if you want to be, I want to be good. Like, you want to understand this stuff. And it's not like you have to know a million things. You just have to have resources. Let me show you a resource that I look at when I look at projects, when I look at coins, when I look at something called ICOs. In 2017, the ICO narrative was so big. ICO stands for initial coin offering. And ICOs were actually securities. They're all securities, okay? People are buying something to make an investment to make money, right? Like, we got to be aware of this. Now, what happens though in crypto is there's a dark side of crypto. And if you're here and you're on the welcome, you're welcome to the State of Crypto call. This call will be happening every single month, the last Saturday of every month. I want to share with you the dark side of crypto for a second. Do I have permission? Let me know in the chat. The dark side of crypto is what most of y'all don't look at, and then you get wrecked. And I got wrecked because I didn't know what I was doing. So give me a crypto project in the chat. I'm going to use Compound as an example here. So what I like to treat, and I didn't do this in the beginning, but the past 5 years, I treat every crypto like a company, like a stock. Now, we know that if the S&P is going up, most likely, like, the major stocks are going up as well, right? Because the S&P is a basket of all the major stocks. Now, in crypto, Bitcoin is like the S&P, or Bitcoin is like the S&P, and we have all these individual cryptos or companies, right? So let's just take a look at Compound as an example. So Compound here, when they launched, majority of these projects, is this going to load for me? Majority of these projects do rounds of investing, just like any traditional company, right? They have to raise money. That makes sense? So let's use Compound as an example. So here we can see here their seed round, which was the first round of raising money. They raised $8 million. Then about 1.5 years later, they raised $25 million. Okay, not bad. Now, this is when they launched their token. They launched their token at what price? At $100. Now, the question is, here's what I want you to understand, is what price per token did the early investors get in at? This is the dark side of crypto that they don't teach you. And I'm teaching this for free, okay? For free here. And I really don't go too deep into this. So let's take a look at this. They raised $33 million in 2 rounds, a seed round and the Series A round. Now, every round, and this is like where we're going into like venture capitalists and that type of conversation, but every round, the company is evaluated at a different price, right? A higher price, okay? So we can see here their FDV, this is probably right now, I think, or no, this is before, was $487 million, okay? We can actually see all of the investors that got into that, got into this fund, right? We can see here who invested into them. Coinbase, Paradigm, Polychain, this guy, and he's an angel investor, and then all of these different firms. And this is going to make sense here in a second. Now, here's the question, is what price did they buy into, right? What price did they buy the token at? Now, they updated their site. Let me find that for you. I believe it is $30-something. Let's see if it's on here. Well, we can kind of do the math here. Okay, ROI from listing price, it's up uh not even a double. So it's a they got their ICO. Let's see if it's in here. Their ICO price was about $34. Was it on this thing right here? Let's see. They always change this website, but their ICO price was $34. Okay, here's the point that I'm going to make. We can see, let's see if it pops up here. Funding rounds. Okay. This actually goes like literally every single investment into the project. Very cool. But their ICO price was $34. Okay. Remember, they launched on exchanges at what price? At $100. Okay. So immediately, the second that they launched on exchanges, when it launched right here, it was about $100. Immediately, those early investors were immediately in profit. And the dark side of crypto that they don't tell you, Johnny, they don't tell you, Natasha, is some of these coins don't have an unlock period where the investors are immediately able to sell their tokens on the open market and sell on you. You buy at 100, they got in already at $20, $30. They're up a 5x. You're breaking even. And then they sell. And what happens, and let's actually look at another example here on projects like ICP. Okay. It used to be called Definity. They changed their name. ICP raised money, seed in a private sale, strategic round, and then they did a pre-sale. Oh, guys, I'm tripping. So take a look at this. Here we go. This is what I wanted to show you. So ICP, for example, and I like ICP. I just bought ICP. Full disclosure at $6. But they raised money at 3 freaking cents. They had a 269% ROI from the current price. They did a strategic round. They raised money, let's just call it $2 a coin. And then they raised money at a pre-sale for $4.50 a coin. Do you know what happened to ICP? And hundreds of millions of dollars into a new crypto is ridiculous. Okay. This is literally like, I'm going to save you. This thing launched at $400. And people were buying on the way down. And guess what? Those early investors, they sold on you. They dumped on you. They made money on you. They listed at $700. What I'm teaching you right now could save you hundreds of thousands of dollars in the next 10, 20 years. And I'm teaching this to you on the first State of Crypto call because I don't want us to think about crypto being this degenerate buy random things and it just goes up. I want you to think of it as an investment. I want you to think of the crypto space, even like the stock market. I've honestly been approaching crypto investing like stocks. Okay. Think about these people right here. And you know what's kind of crazy is that this seed and private sale, it had two investors in it. It had two investors in it. Imagine buying, and you know what the seed and private sale is about? Let's call it what it is. This round is all about who you know. This round is all about networking. That's why, oh, you like to meet people and network and all that stuff. Yeah, because it gets you into doors. Imagine getting a phone call for ICP in 2017 because you were a good person, you built a brand. We're not going to get into all that, but that's why like you being out there and you adding value to the world and you doing something like imagine getting a phone call. Hey, we're looking to start up a company. We're looking to raise $4 million. Minimum is like 10, 20K. Like you would have literally 10, 20K. What is 700 on listing price? you would have 23,000x your money if you bought in a seed and private sale. If you would have bought in a strategic round, right? They raised $61 million. 700 divided by 2, 350x off the listing. So I'm not here to sell you any coins or anything like that. I'm showing you the dark side of crypto, which most people won't talk about because they're getting paid in tokens. I don't take any token deals. I've never been paid by a company to promote any coin. Everything I teach you guys is strictly education. So I hope this is helping you, okay? And we're not done here, but I'm really just... Give me one more token. Let's go through one more here. Okay, give me one more token here. Let's go through one more. So never get a coin when it launches first. Yeah, you got to be careful. You have to know these facts. Okay, I think another one that I was very, very hesitant with was Arbitrum. Okay, and you guys can give me another coin here if you guys want. But like Arbitrum, for example, like they raised a ton of money too. Like they're still in profit even at this current price. Take a look at this. Seed round was at 0.004. And guess who got in? These guys did. Pantera. Pantera Capital is still up a 332 multiplier. They 140x their money. Man, this is why you got to get plugged in. Okay, Series A, they raised money at 12 cents. Now, you know what's funny is like, let's actually look at this. Is sometimes you'll see, and I'll show you compound, you'll see the market. Oof. Y'all want this. I'm giving the sauce here today on this call. And now, not every coin had done an ICO, so very important. But sometimes you'll see the market go back to those pre-sale numbers. So like here, like this is like the average kind of like pre-sale token price, it looks like, 12 cents, Series A, Series B. You'll see the market go back to that number or lower, and that is the best time to get in. Why? That's when they made all the money, and maybe they get back in down here under the pre-sale token because smart money knows that. Let me show you this example on Compound. Remember, Compound was like, what, 30 bucks? It was like 30 bucks, right? Compound, here's a free game right here for you. Compound came under their ICO price in June of last year because the ICO price was like $34. It was like right here. The second that it came under, do you see how there was a huge spike in money right here, volume? That is a terrible circle. Huge spike here. Huge spike here. Market break structure, pulls back. We take our entry. Boom. We hit, 100, like, what is that, 100% move right here? 150% move all my students caught. Guess what? Here's a free game. We're back in our zone right now on Compound. Well, wait for it to kind of pull back in here a little bit. But yeah, we could see something like that on COMP, on Comp. So do you see how knowing this is very helpful? Okay, I'll look at one more, guys, for you guys real quick. Okay, Filecoin. Yeah, Filecoin, here you go. This is a great one. Literally free game here. So Filecoin raised way too much money, $200 million. That's a lot of money, everybody. Guess what? They raised that money. Seed round was nothing. Pre-sale was 75 cents a token. They raised 50 million. Their public sale in 2017, they raised 150 million. The second that they listed on exchanges, they already had from 2 to 12. They already had a 6x on their money. Okay, their main investor was Sequoia Capital. And now here's why I love Filecoin. Filecoin has come back into that level. Okay, who's calling me right now? I want to call. Yeah. So powerful, super powerful on Filecoin. Now, guys, we're going to wrap this up here in a few minutes. I just realized it is 12:35 and I have another call here in 10 minutes. So I'll put a 1 in the chat if this is helping you. Okay. Put a 1 in the chat if this is helping you. So last couple things here is obviously DeFi Llama is one of my favorite websites when it comes to DeFi. Right now, we are at $89 billion in TVL, in total value locked. We can see here there's a 7-day change, monthly change. We can see how Solana's price structure, or excuse me, Solana's TVL is going up against price. Absolutely what we love to see. We love to see money going into the ecosystem, and then it leads to a massive push in price. So let's take a look at Solana here. Couple big charts. Actually, let's just go through the state of crypto tab. And then we're going to wrap this up. I hope you guys are having a great Saturday wherever you're at. And I look forward to doing this call once a month. Today, the main focus was the dark side of crypto. So Solana looks great. You know, I think obviously looks similar to Bitcoin. This chart sucks. Why are we looking at this right here? Why are we looking at that one? There you go. You always want to make sure you have the right price feed. Okay. Solana came into this level right here, filled it, pulled back. Now we're holding. I think we get a break of this high, and I think things start to go crazy right there on Solana. I've been showing this to you guys now for over 2 years. I do think Bitcoin dominance is going to do something like this. And if I'm wrong and it drops from now, I'm not going to be mad. Okay, not going to be mad. I like Bitcoin dominance right there. I love where ETH is currently at. We need to see a break of this high, but this is the chart. Okay, this is the main chart I wanted to show you guys here. I've been watching this for literally 2 years. Like I said, this chart, when this chart is going down, Ethereum versus Bitcoin, it means essentially Ethereum's dropping value, and it's kind of like altcoins as well, and Bitcoin's getting stronger. Okay. And then when this chart is going up, Bitcoin is going down, not in price, but in money in crypto, it's shifting. So I think this is where the shift can happen, okay, in crypto. So guys, this has been a fun call. And here's a little secret for you. My official website is finally live at mikesotero.com. I wanted to be the first to let you guys know this is officially live right now. Everything from registering for the state of crypto calls is on here. All of the different free ebooks, courses, everything is in here. The links to the podcast, the book club that we got launching here in a few weeks that you guys will see more about. Everything is officially, my team put together one website with everything. You can go to mikesotero.com, do some navigation and see it all for yourself. So we're excited to launch that. Go take a look, give me some feedback. One place that I'll have all my resources will now be here. This is version 1.0. V2 will come out next year, but everything is now in one place. My book club is going to be super dope. This is launching in October. The book of the month will be Outwitting the Devil. So I appreciate you guys for being here. Make sure you guys down below hit that subscribe button. It costs you nothing. Hit that like button. And if you got any value from today's State of Crypto call, once again, our next call will be October 26th at 12 p.m. Eastern. Can't wait to see you guys on the next one. And it's gonna be a great time.